Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Disability Channel Today, Detroit. I am Zach Damon, so excited to welcome you to Michigan. Thank you so much, and I'm so excited. I'd like to introduce our founder, Jay Stoyan. Jay, good afternoon.
Zach, thank you so much for having me on the show. We are really excited here in Toronto as now we are in Detroit, Michigan with our number one guy, Zach Damon. That's great, Zach. We're really appreciative. Thank you so much. You're looking good. We have a great show. Why don't you tell our viewers who's on the show today?
Absolutely. So you guys, we have a star. We have the one and only Eileen Grubba. She's been in the Watchmen. She's been in Sons of Anarchy and countless other films. She joins us today from Los Angeles. An amazing, amazing woman, Eileen Grubba.
We are very excited. Actually, there's Eileen there. Hi, Eileen.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
Hey.
good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back in Eileen. We're going to interview Eileen. Zach's got a ton of questions and she has a really strong connection with our community. So we're really excited to bring on Eileen. Stay tuned and we'll be back after this quick commercial message.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens with the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So.
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special. I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like that?
First time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate and validate and validate and validate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Disability Detroit. I'm Zach Damon. Thank you so much, folks. So excited to welcome Eileen Grubba. Eileen, thank you again for joining us from sunny Los Angeles. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. How are you?
We're doing
I'm
wonderful.
good. You hear me?
Appreciate it. So I wanted to jump right in, guys, if that's okay.
Sure.
So Eileen, you've been in some of the biggest, film and television projects to date. And you've just done so much. I mean, The Watchmen, Sons of Anarchy, the list goes on. But, I'm interested, who was your performance idol growing up?
Growing up as a child, I was in love with the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, but particularly the Bionic Woman, because I was a little girl sitting in a wheelchair with legs that weren't working. And so I was just fascinated by the rebuild. And I kept saying to my mom, I want bionic legs. And she would say, oh, honey, that's just not real. But she still was someone I looked up to. And that was like my dream as a kid. And cut to my older years, when I just first started getting introduced to this industry, I really, really loved Meg Ryan. And I didn't even know who she was till a guy that I was dating when I was a young girl said, oh my gosh, you remind me of this actress. I have to take you to one of her movies. And I was like, I didn't even know who she was. So he took me to one of her first movies. And when we were going in and out of the theater, people thought I was her. We had the same hair. We had, it was,
Did they really?
that was funny. and then throughout my career, I got compared to her so many times. And then when I was older and I was in LA and I was working with a big actress who's a friend of hers, I walked into her house one day and there she was. and I just started to laugh, and I introduced myself and I was like, you have such a profound impact on my career. And she's like, I have. And I was like, yes, because even when I first started working in New York, everyone used to say, you're like a Meg Ryan with this edge, this real edge that comes from my life experience is a little different than most people. So her, but then as an actor that comes from my life experience is a little different than most people. So her, but then as an actress whose work I was absolutely in awe of, I still have every single movie that Jessica Lange ever did. And as a young girl in my 20s, I watched them over and over and over. I think I've seen Blue Sky like 24 times, and just just in the Frances Farmer story and so many of her things. And then I actually got to work with her too. I got to work with her on Wild Oats in New Orleans, and it was another one of those things where I was looking at her going, there aren't a lot of people that I'm in awe of. There just aren't anymore. Life has leveled everybody in my playing field. And but her, when I walked on set and I just saw her, I felt like, wow, I'm actually like, that's when I knew my career was going somewhere, because I was meeting the people that I looked up to. And I've since met and spent time with Lindsay Wagner. I've met and spent a little time and met in multiple circumstances Meg Ryan, and I've met and worked with Jessica Lange. So I was like, wow, we're getting somewhere.
Now that is amazing. Talk about full circle for you. And you know, what an amazing story, to go from idolizing an actress to working with one. And I think that just shows the awesome talent that you have, and also the ability to envision your goal, envision your dream, and then make that a reality. Jay, do you have anything else?
Yeah, actually, I was just looking. It was such an extensive career, and I know you're not only a triple threat, but a quadruple threat, because you're also an advocate. So tell us, film, TV, or stage, which one is your pick if you had your choice?
If I had my choice, it would be a massive worldwide feature, and it would be one that I wrote, because I have one that I feel like is going to be a game changer for the whole world. And I wrote it for another big actress, but I wrote a smaller part for me for a reason, because I knew that if I put myself in the lead, it would be a whole nother argument to get it made. So but that would be my dream, would not only be to play that role with this actress who I also adore, and have it go out on a worldwide scale, because I know it'll impact people in a game-changing way for so many in our community. But also I would want to be producing it and I wrote it. So there's there's your triple threat. And that's the dream. And then I really want to be a series lead on a TV show. I've worked really hard for so many years, and I haven't really had many of those opportunities, almost none, to be honest, after all these years. So that's a dream too. And sorry, all three, I love the stage. I come to life on the stage. It doesn't matter if the audience is 20 or 2,000, like, right. We used to say something back and forth to each other, me and an actor I worked with all the time, Carmen Argenziano, before he passed away. And when I was struggling a bit with auditions, because they were such a rare opportunity for me, being a girl with a limp, they were such a rare opportunity that when I would get in the room, I was so, needed to prove myself, needed to prove I could do this. And it just was, and Carmen used to say to me, I would express to him my frustration with auditions, because the opportunities are so rare, the pressure's so high, because you got to make health insurance and you need to get your break and you've worked so hard for it. So tensions are, because the opportunities are so rare, the pressure's so high, because you got to make health insurance and you need to get your break and you've worked so hard for it. So tensions are high. And he just had this way of calming things for me. And he said, Eileen, you go into those auditions and you take your stage. Because I knew how to take my stage. I'd trained for so many years at the Actors Studio that I didn't care if you threw me on the stage with Academy Award winners evaluating my work, Emmy winners. They're all over that place. You know, there have been times I've looked up in that audience and seen some of the greatest actors of all time watching me work. And I'm not afraid of that. You know, on a stage, I'll do anything. I've opened shows with massive amounts of dialogue with one not even full cast rehearsal because I was taking over for someone and just did it, you know. So because that's what years of training gives you the confidence to do. I know I can take my stage, and whether or not this industry ever acknowledges my work, I know what I can do. But the dream is to be able to do all three whenever I want to, from wherever I want to, and play whatever roles I want to. That's the dream.
That's wonderful. Why don't we do this?
Absolutely.
On the show today, we have from Hollywood, actress Eileen Grubba. I think what we're going to do, our producer's just looking at me. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. And before I hand the mic back to Zach, I want to maybe ask you a little bit of a positive experience with our community in Hollywood, if that's okay, with your own experience.
Our community in Hollywood.
Is that okay? Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to see the connection between Eileen, Hollywood, our community, and then we're going to hand it back over to Zach. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this commercial message.
Okay.
Hello world, it is Unstoppable Tracy with the Disability Channel inviting you to subscribe and watch live on Roku TV, on YouTube, on Restream, and also listen in Wisconsin Radio, Dave Stevens, all around the world. And on top of all of this, really proud to announce that we now also have a mobile app. So you can download for free, watch Roku TV for free, and the mobile app is free too from Google Drive. Be sure to download it and have it at your fingertips at all times. There's a job platform, and there's a live chat feature, and there's the TV feature with Roku TV, and there's also the social media channels. Take care, folks. Bye for now.
Welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank you.
I'm Jay Stoyan, and we're here in Detroit, Michigan. I'm here with our co-host, Zach Damon. This is our debut show, so I just wanted to tell people before we get going again with our wonderful guest, Eileen. So we're a little hit and miss here. We're online. It's Restream. Normally, we're in the studio. We're sitting beside each other. We have a producer. We have our director. Online, you got to sort of go with the flow, but it seems to be going well. We're very excited. I know people are interacting because my producer is saying people are watching the show and they're commenting, so that is great. Eileen, before I hand you back over to Zach, can you share just a little bit of positive or just an experience in general, because you are obviously part of our community, right? You're a member of our community. So share a little bit of experience with our community and Hollywood. Maybe when you were starting out, were people a little like, you know, whatever.
Well, if you want it to be a positive experience, it cannot be about when I was starting out, because that was not a positive thing for a lot of years. It was a very challenging road. And in the early years, it was super tough. I mean, because I'm a spinal cord injury walker, I walk with a limp and a rebuilt leg and all those challenges. But I walk. So in my initial years in the industry, you know, the industry saw me as somebody with a flaw, a disability. So they didn't see me as, you know, in the pool of actresses that they bring in. And then the disabled community didn't like me in their community because I was walking, and I was in a weird position because I didn't fit in anywhere, you know, and it was a really hard thing for a while. And then I met Gail Williamson, and I met Danny Murphy. And Danny Murphy was a quadriplegic who, we became fast friends. We had the same history basically, except I got out of my wheelchair. We actually got paralyzed in the same year. He was just older than me, a lot older. So we used to joke with each other all the time about, what were you doing that year? I was a little kid. He was a lot older than me, but anyway, we became advocates together, and I finally had an ally and somebody who understood me because we had the same challenges. It's just, even if you're walking after spinal cord injury, you still have a lot of the same. Sure. Everyone who has a spinal cord injury knows what those challenges are. We have them. And so in the early years, it was a tough one. But I'm going to tell you something. The last few years, I get emotional when I talk about this. So I'll apologize in advance because it's been such a battle. Sure. And to get to the place where I see people coming together and community coming together and people fighting for each other, it's just such a beautiful thing, because even the community was so divided, and people were like, jumping on each other's backs to get in the door and then shoving that person out the door. It was not a good environment. We weren't all helping each other. And it was so frustrating to me because I kept trying to find people to work with, and then I met this little boy named Brock Wademan, and his amazing mom, who I connected with because I had a mom like that, and he has spina bifida. I met him when he was a little boy, and he's just one of those kids that comes in a room and his spirit lights up the place. It's like, when an angel just walked into a room, it's like, and we connected. I mentored him for years, but the beginning of the greatest joy of my ride with this community was the first time that Rhonda contacted me and said, would you direct with Brock? He wants to direct. Would you direct with him for the Disability Film Challenge? It was before Easter Seals. And I said, absolutely. So then I dragged in some of the best actors I know, and I brought in Carmen Argenziano from the Actors Studio, and we wrote the script together. The kids were we had the parameters of the challenge. The kids gave me the ideas they wanted in it. I wrote the piece based on the actors who were available, and Brock and I directed it together. We produced our first film, A Family Affair, for the Disability Film Challenge, and we had so much fun, and it truly was a wonderful film. So then we did 6 more years of Film Challenge films, and every year we learned a little more. We brought in different people, we tried different things, and in the last year we brought in one of my favorite, most talented directors I've ever seen on the planet, who also is a spinal cord injury walker. We've met in a disabled parking area where we both turned and looked at each other and went, hey, you walk like me. And we both were like, you walk like me. And and I was teaching at a class at Loyola Marymount University Film School, and he was in the class, and then we met in the parking lot, and this is Joe Toronto. So we brought him to do the last one, and we brought in a couple of actors, Paul and Billy Ford, who hadn't had a lot of opportunity to work on film, and again, Brock was being mentored by the director. And this time, the last film we did for the Easter Seals, almost every single person from beginning to end had some sort of disability. Literally, we had it covered. When we did a screenshot of all the disabilities that everybody covered in it, it was like we covered it. Everything, and you wouldn't know it. And we did this wonderful film. We put it out there, and then Rhonda and I decided, because we were having so much fun, we decided we wanted to do some films outside of the film challenge, because in the film challenge you only have that weekend to write, produce, and edit and deliver, and that doesn't ever give you what you would call a finished product, really. It's not enough time. So especially when you're working with people with disabilities, you can't keep them up all night like everybody else. You can't keep your editor up 24/7 after he just directed it for 3 days. You just, So we decided to do some of them outside of the challenge. 2
That's amazing.
Actually right now are in the festival circuits right now, winning awards everywhere. And we had so many people with disabilities on those projects. And so the joy to me is watching. We've learned who the team players are. We've learned who is all willing to help each other make the best possible thing. We've learned who's game and who's about the team and who's helpful and who will get the job done. And our team is getting better and better and better. And we're literally winning awards all over the world right now with these. one of them's
That
going to go.
story, that story that you just shared with us, that is what we're all about, Eileen. And I know Zach can relate, and I know I can relate, because when you mentioned your mom and your dad and your people that supported you, I know we can all relate. So thank you so much for sharing that story and getting it out, because that's what we're all about. And this is what we want to do right across America and the world, is help people who are the most vulnerable, who are willing to go through that wall, because we all are. We don't expect anything different than anybody else. Just give us that opportunity and watch
Let
us
us
shine.
show you what we can do, because we're
right.
good
So
at what we do.
I'm going to
You
hand the
both are
mic
so
back
right.
over
I
to
couldn't agree
Zach,
more.
and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy your two faces. So go ahead, Zach. You take it.
Sure. Well, Jay, first of all, I couldn't agree more with what you said, Jay, and I couldn't agree more, Eileen, with what you touched on. I mean, an incredible experience. Not only were you giving people an opportunity to see the filmmaking process and learn that process, but you also incorporated all those people to work on that project with you. And so I think that that is amazing. And again, as Jay touched on, you know, that is really what, you know, the Disability Channel is all about. So awesome. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about as well, you know, you talk about training and you talk about the teaching that you've done at Loyola Marymount, excuse me. Well, so I wanted to talk about the group that you started, the Train Actors with Real Disabilities for Film and TV, because I think that that's a very important network that others should really follow and have an opportunity to network in. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I can't even remember years anymore. They're all just kind of coming together. But I think it was about 10 years ago or so, in the midst of all the advocating, when things were still really not opening up. Might have been 11 or 12 years. I don't remember. I kept hearing in the industry, you know, they would constantly be responding, well, we don't hire people with disabilities because there are no trained actors with real disabilities. And I was like, yes, there are. There are trained actors with real disabilities. They're all over the place. You just don't see them. You don't let them in the door. The agents won't rep them, so you don't know about them. But there are trained actors with real disabilities. And so to answer that statement, there are no trained actors with real disabilities, I decided to make a page called Trained Actors with Real Disabilities and put it on Facebook. And so then I got Vince Stackel, who's been an advocate all his life. You guys need to interview him. He's a rock star. And he joined me a couple of years in, because as my career was getting more and more busy and I'm doing more and more producing and acting and everything all at the same time, he took over running the page. And it's all about promoting the work of working trained actors with real disabilities. And so, and we promote the work of people out there. We tell the people that join, send us your headshots, your resume, so that if people check in with us and are looking for something, we can recommend you. We put out when people are on shows, when they've got a theater production, when they're doing stand-up in Vegas, whatever they're doing, that it's professional work, not amateur stuff. We will share the Disability Film Challenge films, and we're grateful to Nick Novicki for creating that, so people are creating more of their own work. But it is not amateur hour. We get a lot of people coming to us saying, I want to be an actor. And it's like, okay, go train, go figure that out. Come back to us when you're a working actor, because we are about elevating this community to professional status and letting the professional industry know there are those of us out here who are many years trained, many years ready, producing, creating, acting, and ready to be hired. So that's what that group is about. And thanks to Vince Stackel, he has just become the rock star, getting it out all over the place. And now we've got people from literally all over the world following that page. We give casting breakdowns from England and just everywhere. So it's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And you know, it's such an incredible group. I hope people can check it out. Trained Actors with Real Disabilities for Film and TV on Facebook. We do have to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities. I just want to let everybody know that we are now live on Roku TV, the world's largest IP platform, and it is a free subscription. Again, the Disability Channel is live on Roku TV, the world's largest IP platform, available in more than 27 countries around the world, and it is a free subscription. Subscribe today, the Disability Channel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Disability Channel. Today, Detroit. I am Zach Damon. I am so excited. We are here with Eileen Grubba. And Eileen, so that the viewers can find out more about what you're doing and also find out more about how they can keep up on all the amazing work that you're doing in Hollywood, how can people follow you? How can people keep up with Eileen Grubba?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all by my name, which is EILEEN GRUBBA. And there's a professional Facebook page. We also have the Trained Actors with Real Disabilities page. And I have a page called Everyday Warriors with Eileen Grubba that's all about overcoming challenges, people who've been through a lot of hell that are constantly encouraging each other to find their strength. I also have a website, eileengrubba.com, and you can follow all the projects. I have to just say that I can't take everyone's scripts. I can't produce everyone's projects. I can't mentor everyone, and I can't teach everyone how to be an actor. I just don't have enough working hours anymore. I'm trying to make the kind of projects that I can hire us all with. So I ask everyone to respect that boundary, but definitely reach out to all our pages. Come on Trained Actors with Real Disabilities. Ask questions if you want of the community. Follow the work we're doing, especially on Instagram and Twitter. You'll see the films as they're going out. You could support our films. That would help us a lot. Retweet, share, and we're easy to find.
Her trailer on her website. Her 220
Yes,
trailer on her website.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, check out that trailer. Absolutely. And Eileen, one final question for you. For all those young little girls and little boys out there who are potential PWDs or performers with disabilities, what advice do you have for them?
My advice is this. If this is your dream and this is what you really want to do, forget about what everybody's saying. Don't worry about any of the resistance. Just go for it with everything you've got. However, that going for it starts with being good at what you do. Train first. Be really, really, really good at what you do before you put yourself into this big, huge pool, because you'll get eaten alive if you're not trained and ready to go. So be good at what you do. Go to local theaters, get training online. It's easy to get acting training all over the internet, even for free now. And it's so much more accessible because of things like Zoom and because of all the master classes online. It is easy to train. Books, online videos, online classes, it's easy to train. So do your work first so that you have the confidence to go out into this world and be great. And don't listen to all the naysayers. If I listened to all the naysayers in the world, I wouldn't be walking today. I probably wouldn't be alive today, and I would have never accomplished anything. I've had everybody tell me all the reasons I couldn't work in this industry. I've heard it as recently as a year ago saying, why don't you quit and go to Starbucks so you can have health insurance? I'm like, because the day I quit and go work at Starbucks is the day I die. My soul dies. I'm here for a reason. I have a right to my dreams, and that is what I want to say to every kid out there. I don't care what your challenge is. If this is your dream, if it's what you want, go for it with everything you got, and don't ever quit.
That's right. Go for it with everything you've got and don't ever quit. I love that.
Surround yourself with the people who do believe in you. That's important too. If people are naysayers around you, I don't care who they are. If they're bringing you down, you got to get them out of your path and be with the people who believe in you and support what you're trying to do. That's what you have to do in life.
That's great, Eileen. Thank you so much for sharing. Zach, thank you so much. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. So again, if you want to check out Eileen one more time, your website before we go.
EileenGrubba.com, EILEENGRUBBA.com.
That's great. Thank you so much. And do check out her trailer on her website. I'm sure we'll be having Eileen back. We're going to take a quick break, and then me and Zach are going to come back, and we're going to talk all about the future and the vision of the Disability Channel in Detroit, Michigan. So stay tuned, and we'll be back after this commercial message. Thanks Eileen.
For having me. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Would you like to donate to our employment programs? please follow the link below to donate through PayPal. All proceeds go to our programs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Disability Channel Today Detroit. I'm Zach Damon, and I'm with Jay Stoyan. Jay, welcome back.
Hi, Zach. Yeah, what a great interview I had with actress Eileen Grubba all the way from Hollywood. Just a super lady and a strong connection with our community and a bona fide superstar. Like, wow, she's like Sons of Anarchy, film, television, Dracula. I was checking out her IMDb. Wow, very Criminal Minds, CSI, like, whoo. So that's great. We have a great lady on our side.
Absolutely, bud. And you know, you touched on some great points too, Jay. You know, about just the mission of TDC and you know what we're doing and what we're about. So yeah, it was a great interview.
Yeah, so why don't we tell our the people of Michigan and Detroit and Ann Arbor and your fans and friends and associates a little bit how we connected. So we connected obviously through social media, and we both have the same goal, the same vision. We're kind of in the same position, even though we have different disabilities. We both have a disability, and we like to help people, and we're showcasing awareness. So what we're doing now, I tell your viewers, so if they don't know them, so the Disability Channel is a channel by and for persons with disabilities and veterans, showcasing abilities in media. That's one pillar that we do. And our next pillar, which is our main focus, is our employment programs in media by persons with disabilities and veterans. So we want to duplicate down in the US, and we already have our head office is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Onward and Upward. It's a veterans platform. And what we're doing is we're connecting with local, city, federal, provincial, state governments, and we're introducing our employment programs for people with disabilities and veterans to get off assistance, either part-time or full-time, fend for themselves in a skill labor job in media, get paid, and enjoy your life as a productive person of society. So we've created this opportunity up in Canada. It's very successful. It's expanding. And now we're down into the USA. And Zach is going to lead the way for us in Michigan. So what we want to do now, this is our debut show. So I'm going to slowly be removing myself. And Zach's going to be looking for a co-host in Detroit, Michigan. So this is going to be very exciting. What do you think, Zach? I want to get your thoughts.
Sure. Well, first of all, Jay, I mean, great points you touched on. And first of all, I want to commend you for all the work that you've put in and the dedication and sacrifice to build the Disability Channel in Toronto and the surrounding areas that you've done, because it's a tremendous service, not only to, you know, your community in the Toronto metro area, but then now in Milwaukee and then now Michigan. So, you know, I just want to commend you and your vision and your efforts, because as you said, you know, giving people, you know, with disabilities an opportunity to have some, you know, employable skills in media is paramount. So, you know, I am behind you, and it's wonderful. And I'm very excited for what we're going to do with TDC Detroit and how things are going to continue to build. And, you know, this is a tremendous opportunity to be able to host this show. You know, thank you for this opportunity. And to all the viewers out there, you know, I want to encourage you guys to tune in on a regular basis to find out what's going on in the disability community of Detroit, and also find out about the different resources that the Disability Channel offers, because they really are a nexus of different of skills that is beneficial.
Well, I thank you for those kind words, Zach. And you are very instrumental. Like you are, you're like the MacGyver of Detroit. Like you kind of know everybody. Like you're you know, MacGyver. You might be a little young for MacGyver, but you know everybody in Detroit. You got the contacts.
Oh no,
like,
I watched the show.
Oh, you watch the show? Okay, yeah. So you know, like community living people. You know the people at Michigan. You're very passionate. You're very good at what you do. You showcase your abilities every day. So we really thank you. Besides, I just want to tell our viewers besides our debut show here in Detroit, Michigan today, we're also debuting in April our veteran show out of Milwaukee with a veteran, right? Onward and Upward. So we're going to showcase a veteran show. Again, we want to give opportunities to veterans. And what another show that's very exciting. Now, we have a Toronto Today show, but we're moving in 2 new hosts, and we're going to blow the world up because both these hosts have Down syndrome. Both of the hosts have Down syndrome. So Nick and Julia are going to be our co-hosts for the Today Show in Toronto. They are fabulous people. They are so talented. They're going to blow everybody's mind away. So, and then we're moving into next month. We're going to be moving heavily into we're already in the autism spectrum, but we're bringing more people with abilities on TV to showcase their community, what they do, opportunity. So again, with Zach, we want to reach out to all of the ability organizations in Michigan, right? Community Living, Easter Seals, March of Dimes, all of them in there. We want to reach out to the organizations, corporations, teams. I like to go. I know it's not the Silver Dome anymore. What's it called now? What's the new one called?
Yeah, it's Ford Field now.
Ford Field.
They got over there that
right.
They built. But as far as a co-host, I just want to put it out there for those that are willing to audition, send in their tape and their resume to Jay. I'd love to have you. So if there's a starlet out there, like Eileen, that is looking to gain some experience, I'd be happy to have you, and it'd be great.
Yeah. So probably what I'll do, like, we're probably gonna, because what we're doing now, we're in the Today Show now has 5 platforms. So we're gonna be growing like 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. So the whole idea, the whole goal is to get the Today Show on like Good Morning American every morning, right? Like that's our goal. Right now, we're doing it more than a couple times a month, few times a month. So we probably won't do another show in Detroit probably until April, because we're going to go around the Horseshoe and do all shows in Milwaukee and in Toronto and in Chatham. We got one in Chatham next week. So it'll give people plenty of time to send in their resumes to Zach. You can give out your email address or give out mine, whatever you choose.
Well, have them send it to you, Jay. You're the network head. Have them send them to you. You can filter them out.
Sure. So you can probably go to our website, would be best, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. You can find out information there. You can send it there, or you can send it directly to my email address. It's JAY, so J@thedisabilitychannel.ca. Again, we're one step at a time. We'd like to focus, obviously, on our community, but it's open to anybody, right? We're just not there to support persons with disabilities. I mean, that is our first and foremost focus, obviously, and veterans. But you don't have to be disabled to be a fan or to come on our show, to be a guest on our show, or just to, because we have sports shows, we have music shows, we have other shows too. It's not just talking about disabilities or abilities all day, right? So
absolutely.
I just want to make sure.
I want to give a shout out to you. I want to give a shout out to you, Jay, as well as your partner, Mr. Dave Stevens, because you guys did a phenomenal job. You were at the Super Bowl this year at Tampa Bay. And what a wonderful job Dave does. He's a phenomenal interviewer, does a phenomenal job. And of course, you set all that up. And so, great job for you guys. I mean, being a guy in Michigan, I was really glad to see the Michigan man, Tom Brady, pull it out this year.
Yeah, so was I. So before we let you go, before we end the show today, if people want to find out more about your information, Zach, give out your Twitter handle or your social media feeds or whatever you feel comfortable with.
Absolutely, guys. So you can follow me on my Instagram at Zach, Z-A-C-H, Damon, D-A-M-O-N, the number 1. I'm in a black t-shirt. And then I also have a couple of others. So you can also follow me on Instagram at Ann Arbor, A-N-N-A-R-B-O-R, and then Tonight, T-O-N-I-G-H-T. And that's all together, no spaces, all lowercase. There's a maize and blue for Michigan, A in that one. And if you follow that as well, we'll follow you back. On Twitter, I am Zach, Z-A-C-H, Damon, D-A-M-O-N, 1 on Twitter, and follow me there. And then on Twitter at A2, so capital A, the number 2, and then capital T, Tonight, and follow that as well. And I'll follow you back. So, yeah, a lot of different avenues to follow myself if you'd like. And if you do follow me, folks, I'll follow you back. And support you the best that I can. But, you know, again, Jay, I appreciate this opportunity with the Disability Channel, and I appreciate our viewers and our followers, because without them, you know, we're not building. So thank you all very much.
And I just want to give out our, follow us on YouTube. You can go to Restream, Roku. We have a newsletter you can subscribe to. We send out quarterly newsletters. So it'll be wonderful just to stay updated. Or just go to our website, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. And hopefully we'll see you next time on the Today Show. Zach, again, I want to thank you for letting us into your home, into Michigan. Right. I want to thank you for joining our team. We're really lucky to have you. We think you're going to be a fantastic, well, we know you're a fantastic host from your other shows. So we're very lucky to bring you on board. And we know you're going to spread the word throughout Michigan because we want to help persons with disabilities and veterans.
Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate it. The TDC Today, Detroit. So excited. Thank you.
Until next time, we'll see you again. I want to give a big shout out to our producer, Lewis. Thank you so much, Lewis. You always take great care of us. And I want to thank the viewers. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us. We'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Jay Stoyan signing off for the Disability Channel and our debut show in Detroit, Michigan, The Today Show with Zach Damon. Bye, guys.
Thank you, folks.